What's up, guys? Thank you so much for popping in to my review for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. Now, look, I was looking forward to seeing this movie. I thought the trailers looked fun, but a little ridiculous at the same time. Seeing Godzilla being rode by Kong in one of those trailers was just like, okay, I don't know if this is really going to work, but we'll see. It looks like it could be fun. So, yeah, those were kind of my expectations seeing it, and, my brief thoughts on the monster verse going into this. I believe there's 5 films now. The first 2014 Godzilla, I thought it was kind of dull. Didn't really care for it. The King of the Monsters, I thought the characters were just terrible. There was really just a lot of bad in that film. The Godzilla versus Kong, I think, is the second best of the series. I don't think it's a great movie, but I think it's okay. I think the best one is Kong Skull Island. I think the John C. Reilly character is really good, and I like the characters in that film, and I think it's the most entertaining, the best written. And then you have this film, which I am not going to lie. I kind of hated this film. Yeah, I don't know what it is with these kind of legacy sequels that are coming out. These sequels to these films, like the Ghostbusters movie that just came out a couple months ago. Didn't really care for that, but I would prefer to watch that movie over this film. That movie has more. I don't know. I didn't like that movie, so I don't really want to compliment that movie, but I would prefer to watch that over this. And the titles are similar. We had a Frozen Empire, and now we have a new Empire. And you could have called this movie the Frozen Empire as well because of the Shimu and all the ice going on. So you got two Empire films that are coming out. And yeah, I did not like this movie. I kind of hated it. I think that this is probably my least favorite of the whole MonsterVerse. I would watch King of the Monsters again over this, and I would watch 2014 Godzilla again over this. This is again directed by Adam Wingard, who I think has good intentions, and he's a good visual director, but he needs better screenplays. If the script to this, I mean, what is the script to this movie? The characters, first of all, the characters are terrible in this movie. Rebecca Hall returns with the Gia character, who's kind of her adopted daughter, and that's kind of the emotion of the film. That's where they hope that you can get connected to it, I guess, but I didn't care about that storyline. I don't care about the Gia character. I don't care about her. There's no reason for me to care about her. The Rebecca Hall character couldn't care less. And the Alexander Skarsgård character from the last movie is replaced by Dan Stevens in this. Different character, but he takes the similar role. And Dan Stevens in this movie, he is trying. He is trying to earn his paycheck. But his character is not a real human being in this movie. This guy is so ridiculously animated and just not believable at all. The Brian Tyree Henry character is completely irrelevant to this film. He is in this movie for one reason, and that is to give Rebecca Hall some information. After that, he comes along for the ride, for the journey. He gives us nothing in this movie. I don't think he's funny in the film. I think he's just I don't think he's bad. I think he's trying to earn his paycheck, but he has nothing to do in this movie. Rebecca Hall, what does she have to do? She has to give us, as the audience, which we're stupid, so she needs to spoon feed us the information. She's reading off of stone, giving us monologue of, who the Scar King is and what actually is happening in this movie, what the actual story is. It takes about an hour for that to even happen, for her to give us this kind of monologue and what's going on with the story. And where you get the Scar King and the Shifu and the Gidu and the Gudu and the whatever the names are. Okay, if the film was written a little better, maybe I would care a little more. So, are the visuals cool? Yes. I think some of the CGI isn't that great. It's kind of noticeable. The green screen, all of this is kind of noticeable. But some of it looks really terrific. The Kong stuff and the Godzilla stuff mainly looks terrific. But the new villain, the Scar King, I've heard so many great thoughts about this guy on Twitter and everything, and just like hearing reviews for the film. I've heard a lot of positive things about him. But for me, he looks so cartoony. He just, I don't know. The first time you see him, he comes out and he stands there and his head is tilted and it almost looks like his neck is broken. And I laughed when this is supposed to be this scary kind of creature. The way that he was presented, it just looks like his neck was broken and he was just walking out. Like, it was funny to me. Yeah, and just like his whole design, like he's very lengthy and just I don't know. I didn't. I found him a little intimidating in certain like shots, but overall he was just such a throwaway villain that they tried to set up and make this big thing, Scar King. But I just feel like it fell flat. He was just not imposing to me at all. Uh, like I said, the screenplay is terrible. There's a line Dan Stevens has in the film towards the end of it where he's like, "Well, since we're just throwing shit at the wall, let me say this," or whatever he says. And I'm thinking, you know what? I don't know if this is the screenwriters screwing with me, but it's like this whole film feels like we've just threw shit at a wall, and we're just seeing what sticks. Now, I don't know the lore of this Godzilla or Kong. I mean, look, the original Kong is goes up the Empire State Building. That's my Kong. This Kong, not my Kong. He looks like he's aged like 50 years. I mean, he looks like an old man now at some parts. I mean, he's got gray. He just looks older. So I don't know the time period that was passed between this and the last movie, but look, positives for it. Some of the visual effects really cool. Some of the action really cool. But like it's just like glimpses of enjoyment because so much of it is this human bullcrap, bullshit. I'll say it, bullshit. Okay, I would prefer to watch the second Transformers movie over this. I think the fourth and fifth Transformers movies are the worst in that series, if you're curious. Two, not too hot either, but I would prefer to watch Revenge of the Fallen over this. You got humans in the film, but I don't know. This film, literally, almost every other line Rebecca Hall has, she's explaining to you what the hell you're watching. You know, because if she wasn't there, I don't know. I mean, the first hour of this, I'm thinking we're an hour in, and we haven't even seen this Scar King guy yet. You know, if we're comparing this to like villains that you see an hour into the film, let's talk about Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. You don't see Davy Jones till an hour into that movie, and he's the main antagonist. But guess what? The first hour of that film, you had interesting characters, a good developing story, just good filmmaking. This is the exact opposite. Then you get this Scar King guy, and he comes out looking like his neck is broken. So this movie was a huge disappointment to me. I would watch Madam Web over this film. There's a little character in this that I thought he was okay. This little, he kind of reminded me of Gollum at first, the mini Kong. He was cool. He was cool, and I would get a damn Funko Pop of him and put him on my desk because I think he's a cool character and he's cute. He cannot save this film. Nothing can save this. You know what can save this film? A good screenplay and maybe better filmmaking. I'm to the point in my life where if I want to watch a good movie, I want to watch a good movie. I want to get invested. I just don't want to sit there and waste my time for 2 hours looking at things that might be visually appealing to me. This is an abomination and a disgrace and an insult to the film community. I think this movie is an insult to the film community. I really do. I think as an audience, we deserve better, not this bullshit. So I'm gonna I'm gonna give it a half, 0.5 out of 5 stars. Glimpses of entertainment and the little Kong, baby Kong, not baby, but little Kong, mini Kong. You know, other than that, this movie is a heaping pile of shit. So that's where I'm at with the Godzilla X Kong the New Empire. Guys, comment down below. Did you see this? And hey, if you disagree with me, leave that down below. I'm very interested to hear your opinion. I'm just giving you my take. So if you've seen it and you didn't like it, and you've seen a bunch of reviews where people are saying, good positive things about it, and you see mine, it's like, oh, I'm not alone. We got a bunch of exciting reviews coming out. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Godzilla Garfield movie. We're also going to be seeing Civil War soon, and the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which we're catching up with that series now. And guys, you follow me on Twitter and or X at RyanKing72, and Instagram and TikTok at KingArises131. That's for me. Thank you so much for watching my review for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire. And until next time, over and out.